Coming up next on the Legacy Journeys podcast.
Like, how you gonna destroy something me and your grandson worked on together? This was a bonding thing for us. So how?
And I'm sure it took time.
Oh yeah. So why wouldn't you? Yeah, you can't just come into my place. I know I'm married to your daughter, but you can't come into my domicile and destroy my things because you think it's for my own good. Like, you've overstepped your boundaries.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Legacy Journeys, where couples over 40 come to embrace the now, explore what's next, and evolve their relationship with real talk, real love, and a whole lot of laughter. I'm your host, Liv, along with my co-host,
Carlton, the host with the most, coast to coast. How you doing, Liv?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You doing okay? That's good.
I'm doing okay.
Good.
Yeah. Have y'all ever had to work with your spouse? It's not always fun and dandy. I'm going to tell you that right now, because I just got scolded because I'm half hour late.
So we want to know what y'all think about that in the comments before we even go to our topics.
Into anything.
Yes, we want to know what y'all think about that.
I'm going to have to fake it till I make it for this show.
And guess what, y'all?
Because I was scolded for being late because he's a professional.
We gonna make it. We gonna make it. We gonna make it.
Yeah, okay.
We gonna make it. We gonna make it. I'm just saying.
But anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program.
And I got her back. So y'all check it out. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to see how we got this witty banner. We do this throughout all of our videos. So today we are going to jump into our subject.
Oh, I thought you was telling them to like and...
I did. I said comment. I said like, share, subscribe.
Oh, okay.
I said all of that. It's a little thing gonna pop up too. It's gonna remind y'all as y'all go through to like, comment, subscribe, share this with somebody that you know. Hit the notification bell so you'll know the next time we put out a new video. Okay? So we're gonna talk about. Well, I don't even want to say we're gonna talk about. Have you ever had to navigate in-law challenges? You know, overbearing in-laws.
Yeah, like Marie on Everybody Loves Raymond. I don't know if y'all ever watched that show. It's a great show. I know it's old, but it's a great show. But Marie, oh yeah, she was overbearing. And she was always telling Deborah, like, she would have to wash the clothes and
she couldn't
take care of the kid. Yeah, she couldn't cook. Oh, she was overbearing. Like, she's the worst case scenario.
Right.
And so hopefully none of y'all had to deal with that. But if you did, just listen to this Am I the Asshole subreddit. Am I the asshole for not letting my mother-in-law come over after she destroyed my Millennium Falcon Lego set?
But my Star Wars fans out there.
I didn't even know. I'm glad you said that because I had no idea what a Millennium Falcon was.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I made one out of egg crates when I was little.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I made one out of an egg, like a 24 count egg carton thing, the big one. Yeah. Put a little piece of paper or board on the top of that, and on the bottom, cut a little spot where my little hand solo man could go. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yes, yeah, so I'm interested to hear about this story right here.
All right.
I'm biased.
Already.
All
right. So I, 38 male, live with my wife, 37 female, and my 7-year-old son. I work as an engineer, and my wife is a senior supervisor at a law firm. I have always loved Lego since I was a kid. And sure, it's kind of childish, but it makes me happy, so I've kept it as a consistent hobby throughout my adult life. In 2024, I spent months building the Millennium Falcon with my son. It's me and my son's pride and joy, and I often show guests who come over. My wife doesn't really get the hype, but doesn't mind either. In early March, my wife's parents came over for a few weeks to spend time with us. As I usually do with the guests, I asked them if they would like to see my Lego collection. They agreed, and I showed both her father and mother my Millennium Falcon. Her father was amazed at the time it took to build my sizable collection, but her mother said that it was a waste of time and that I should focus on being a real man and move up the corporate ladder. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Be a man.
Right. And move up the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
Mm.
I laughed it off because she's pretty old, and I figured she just held very old-fashioned beliefs. We left the room, and nobody really mentioned it for a few hours. But at dinner, her mother said out of nowhere that I should give up on all this Lego nonsense and be a real man.
Yeah,
we ignored this and moved on, but you could see in her expression that she was not happy. Nobody said anything about it for the rest of their stay, and all seemed well the morning they left. They left at 3 a.m. to catch a flight, and we waved them off. I went back to bed, but the next morning awoke to find my Millennium Falcon smashed to pieces with a note from my wife's mother calmly saying that this was for my own good so that I could be a real man and focus on what matters. It turns out she had quietly destroyed it in the night and left in the morning. Me and especially my son were very upset. I called her in the morning, but she refused to apologize. I said that until she apologized, they will not be coming back again. My wife is not happy with my decision on this matter, and honestly, I'm starting to wonder if I overreacted. Did I go overboard, or am I right? Or in the right?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
So,
I've been waiting to dive into this one.
Okay.
Yeah, because that right there, I mean, if you, okay, yeah, he building the Lego things, right? I get that. To somebody, and he's 38, so the mother, them, they're probably maybe like 60, 70, somewhere in there, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get that. So they're my parents' generation. You know what I'm saying? Or our parents' generation. Maybe a little younger than our parents' generation. Yeah, they probably don't care about action figures and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't really grow up with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas
Lego's been around for forever, though.
Right, but like a collection, like everybody doesn't do that.
I mean, no, but why? I don't understand why she would have a problem or telling him he needs to be a real man,
right?
Because he chooses to do this as a hobby,
right?
And with their grandson, no less.
And I would think
that was sweet.
I hadn't even got to that part, y'all. Like, how you gonna destroy something me and your grandson worked on together? This was a bonding thing for us. So how?
And I'm sure it took time.
Oh yeah. So why wouldn't you? Yeah, you can't just come into my place. I know I'm married to your daughter, but you can't come into my domicile and destroy my things because you think it's for my own good. Like, you've overstepped your boundaries. So,
very much so.
I mean, what do you think about that?
She absolutely overstepped her boundaries.
Right.
Yeah, I would feel the same way, but see, yeah, I would feel the same way. There's no doubt. I'm just wondering, like, I don't know how I would be able to, like if I would, like, let's say that was your mom and I'm telling you, yeah, nah, she can't come over anymore until she apologizes, or, it's like...
Yeah, I mean, yo, I get that. You came into our domicile. This is like, and I hate to be all biblical about it, but man leaves his wife, and man leaves his family and finds a wife. That's who he rolling with.
Right.
And of course I butchered that verse. But I'm just saying, like, that's who he's rolling with. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't come here and destroy things. Like my mom, I would check my mom. I love you. I would check my mom too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, no, you can't come to my house
and destroy something that we worked on.
Right.
Probably ain't no telling how long it took them to put that together.
Right. And then, you're not thinking about you. You're thinking about you and your idea of what success is.
Right.
That does not make him a a real man or less than a man, you know, if he don't want to climb a corporate ladder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's maybe not what he wants to do. He may be happy where he is.
He said he's an engineer.
He's an engineer, so I mean, we don't know what kind of engineer he is.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Does it really matter?
Yeah, they're different kind of engineers.
I mean, but still, if you're an engineer,
right?
You know what I'm saying? That's your career. Like, and who is she to say, like, oh, you need to be a real man? What does that mean?
What does that look like?
Right, in your eyes.
So what's he supposed to be doing? Like, if he's not being with his son and they're building something, they're spending time together.
They're spending time together.
You know, he's not out on the street anywhere. He's with his son and they're building Legos. Legos, y'all.
It's a hobby. It's not like he's taking off work,
right?
Slacking off to do this.
It didn't say anything about it. It's a hobby. So yeah, people can overstep their boundary, and yeah, that's. I'm sure that there are cases way more extreme than that, but you can't come in my house and start destroying my stuff. You can't come in the house and start destroying my wife's stuff. You can't come in my house destroying stuff. Period. Especially if you ain't shelled no money out. Even still, don't come in my house trying to tear up stuff.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Because you think it should be a certain way in your idealistic world. Like, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, mother-in-law's cut off. Like, what Robin Harris said about Robin Gibbons. I'm sorry, Robin, your mama, she can't come over here. She can't. Your mama too much drama.
I know that's right.
Yeah. No, nobody wants that.
Yeah, he's definitely not the asshole in this case. His mother-in-law is.
Yeah, and I would need his wife to really understand that the bigger picture. Like, he just didn't tear up my thing. He tore up your son's thing. Your child is in pain. You know what I'm saying? Because of what? You know what I'm saying? Because of what? Some idea that your mother had? Like, no, you don't put our child in pain, Mom.
No.
I'm sorry, Mom.
No.
Yeah, and you don't want to apologize? Yeah, we can love you from afar. Now, that may be hard for the wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's her mom and not his mom.
Right.
You know? However, you got to have boundaries with people.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you got to have boundaries.
Yeah, even if it's your mother-in-law.
Right. So
that leads us into our next topic, which is what to do if you don't like your in-laws.
That's a good one right here.
Yeah, because it's a sticky situation when you're dealing with them. I hate my in-laws is something that many people find themselves thinking at least once in a while. When you get married, you not only marry your spouse, but you also marry their family. And while you may have fallen in head over heels in love with your partner, that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll feel the same way about their parents. It's pretty common to butt heads with your in-laws from time to time. However, research has shown that discordant relationships with in-laws can increase a couple's risk for divorce.
I can see it. I can see it going that way in this last Reddit.
Yeah. But just because you don't see eye to eye with your mother-in-law or father-in-law doesn't mean that your marriage is doomed. With a little bit of patience and understanding, you can learn to navigate the waters and build a healthy relationship with your in-laws, even if you don't exactly love them. Communicate with your partner. The first step is to talk to your spouse about your concerns. They may be completely unaware of the tension between you and their family members, and they can help mediate the situation.
Yeah, not in that situation though.
Yeah,
that's obvious. You know what I'm saying? That's obvious.
But sometimes, But sometimes it's not always obvious. You know, and I'm speaking from experience because, you know, like with us, before we got married, before, you know, she became my mother-in-law, like I thought his mom, I really thought she didn't like me. And it became a problem for like certain situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I remember like for example, with my birthday, it was I felt some type of way about that because the first year she wished me a happy birthday. And then, like, after that, she no longer said anything. And so I would say something to Carlton like, okay, what happened? Like, is she mad at me?
Right.
And our previous episode was, about blended families. And, we shared with y'all that we have a blended family.
Right.
And so his daughter, things at one point became contentious, what I'm saying, in our household where that she had to go stay with his parents, because we just kept bumping heads, And so I just thought because of that, because, I don't know, or we never knew what she shared with his parents about, all the things we went through in our household. And so I thought maybe his mom was, mad about that. And so, that's why she didn't or no longer wish me a happy birthday. I was like really upset and I just thought maybe she didn't like me because of that. But he always suggested that I have a conversation with her.
I'm always you should have a conversation with this
Right,
person.
but I didn't know how to approach it. Like, to me it was like I'm confronting her.
Right, and we talked about that too.
I didn't want to like be the one like, hey, I want to talk to you. I don't like how you did so and such.
Yeah, but I don't think
it had to be like that.
Yeah.
But for me, it felt like I was confronting her. And I know she always said that I was open to talk to her, but I just didn't know, like, how do you address, like, well, you hurt my feelings because you didn't wish me a happy birthday.
You say, hey, can we talk for a second? I'm really, you've told me happy birthday in the past, and I was really looking forward to you telling me happy birthday this past year, but it didn't happen. So I just wanted to make sure, see if there was anything going on with us, just so we can make sure we're on the same page. It might have just been nothing, but I really enjoy it. I really like it when you,
right.
tell me happy birthday.
Yeah, that would have been a way. Why didn't you suggest that back then? I'm just playing.
Did y'all see my face? Like,
like what?
Really?
I mean, well, yeah, I guess I could have said it like that.
Yeah, but
I didn't know how, and I wasn't like I never been in that situation.
Right.
It was foreign to me.
Yeah.
And so I really didn't know, but yet I was like stewing with it. Like it really bothered me, y'all, that she didn't. Like my feelings were hurt.
Right.
Because one year she didn't say anything and she seen us like maybe like weeks after. And it wasn't like she didn't know it was. You know what I'm saying? She knew it was my birthday. She just chose not to say anything. And I was just like, I held this like, and I held these feelings, of resentment, and we would get into it so much because I would be like, yeah, your mom don't like me. No, it's not like that. And I'm like, yeah, she don't like me because, again, I thought it was whatever, his daughter might have shared with her when she had to go stay over there. Because I'm sure it was a difficult situation all the way around.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, I don't know. It wasn't just that. It was just other little things that happened that made me feel like, yeah, she probably don't like me like that.
And then you had a conversation with her. Last year.
I know one time because I was, during the time I was sick, I remember that one time I said to her, like, I didn't want her thinking, what I'm saying, that I was the type of woman that, didn't, like, I was lazy or didn't want to work or, had somebody wanting somebody to take care of me. Because I've always been an independent, I've always taken care of myself. I didn't need him to take care of me. But there was a situation where he had to. And I said something to her about that. And she was like, oh, no, I don't think that. Yeah, I said something to her about that because I felt like it was more on me or what I was thinking and not, you know what I'm saying? It was what I was thinking that she felt.
Right.
But anyway.
I think that's why you, in my opinion, that's why you have conversations with people. And I know, and then we've uncovered this, about confronting people. You know what I'm saying? So we've uncovered that. Like me,
people.
I like to go ahead and clear the air because I'm so focused on where I want to go in this world. And I know if I got a person that I value my relationship with them, I'm gonna talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk to them and clear the air, find out where the bump is, so we can get clear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it probably was some underlying stuff, a misunderstanding.
Yeah, or it's always some type of misunderstanding.
Yeah, many times it's a misunderstanding. Yeah. Sometimes it's some mess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That ain't no. It's an overstanding. It's clearly a mess.
Right.
But sometimes it's a misunderstanding. You're right. And I just like to get to the root of that. You know what I'm saying? So we can clear that energy. I'm not holding that low energy resent or anger. You know what I mean? Guilt, whatever it is, just frustration, and I'm manifesting garbage because of it.
Yeah.
And it's doubling back in my body because of it. No.
And see, and that was before, like I've learned now, and I still have problems confronting people when I feel like, they've done me wrong or, whatever, which is a problem that I know that that's a fault of mine. Like if somebody does something that I feel they done wrong to me, I have a hard time coming to them and letting them know because when I have, it doesn't work out like that. I'll have it all in my head like, okay, I'm going to say this and I'm going to make sure that I'm careful not to come at them in a way and it never works out. It's always worse than, you know what I'm saying, than what it was before, prior to me saying something. And I know that that's my issue. Yeah, you know that when in the past I've confronted people about something I felt that they did to me, and this is nothing to do with his mom. This could be anybody. If I confront them and I'm like, hey, you did X, Y, and Z, and it made me feel this way. Yeah, it never goes the way I have planned it in my mind to go. And so it was a problem for me coming to her because, again, I've done it so many times and it never worked out.
With other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Other people. Right.
And I'm like, well, damn, like, I thought I could come to them and tell them how I felt. And yeah.
Well, I think in that case too, you have a lot of people that don't like to take responsibility for their actions.
Exactly.
And if you and I'm not saying it's you, I'm just saying for anybody, sometimes it could be our approach, to that person, because they may not, ain't no telling what's in their mind, because when we come into them about whatever our issue is,
right,
we're interrupting them. It's almost like sales. We're interrupting them. You know what I'm saying? For whatever they doing, they out picking Smurf berries or whatever the hell they doing. La 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 la. They out doing their thing, right? And then we come in with, hey, you know what? You did something to hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? So many times people won't take accountability. Take accountability for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can't do nothing about that. You have to set a boundary. You know? You have to set a boundary. And it can suck doing that. However, yo, man, peace of mind is priceless. And if you can iron something out, like I said, a lot of times it's a mistake. But if you got people that not willing to take responsibility, like this mother-in-law from the Reddit
Right.
story. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like she ain't gonna
She
apologize.
not
You're not gonna
She feel
apologize
like
to your.
what she did
You're
was
not gonna
right.
apologize to your grandson.
Right.
Like, don't you love him?
Right.
Yeah. Don't get me back onto that one, boy.
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon. What?
You was stuck on that, huh?
Man, listen.
Yeah, I understand though, but in some cases, they might have a conversation with their family members or take steps to intervene in the conflict before it becomes worse.
Mm-hmm.
They may also be able to suggest ways of dealing with the problem or clear up misunderstandings that might be creating problems.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not willing or able to help, then you'll need to take things into your own hands.
You can't come back over here, mother-in-law.
Avoid sensitive topics with in-laws. These are certain topics that are likely to cause conflict between you and your in-laws, whether it's politics, religion, or your parenting style. It's best to avoid these topics altogether. If you can't avoid them, then be respectful and try to see things from their perspective. If you have disagreements, try to discuss them in a calm and respectful way and avoid openly criticizing them. This will only make things worse.
Right, and that's what I was saying. It's about like how you approach somebody instead of just like open. You made me do
Right,
this
right.
because you're accusing them or something.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's an approach to where you get people to let their guard down. Now that's all. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot for people to learn, but you need to really understand who you're talking to. Sometimes
Right.
you need to understand you. So I think and that comes into establishing these boundaries right here.
Yes, establish boundaries with your in-laws. It's important to set boundaries with your in-laws, especially if they're overbearing or meddling in your life. Examples of boundaries with your in-laws can include establishing how much time you will spend together,
Mm-hmm.
creating expectations around family traditions and holidays,
Mm-hmm.
explaining which topics you don't want feedback on, such as your parenting, relationship, or health.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah. Don't tell me how to parent.
Yeah.
Because my thing is there's no guide. Like I was talking to, shout out to Dee Dee. I was talking to her earlier and she was saying, which is true, there's no handbook on parenting.
No, we said that in the last episode
too. You go according to what you were taught and then also what you've learned, just in life. There's no handbook. So for somebody to say, well, hey, you're doing this wrong or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, no. How you going to tell me what's right or wrong just because you did something a certain way?
Right.
So, yeah, you got to set those boundaries. Mm-hmm. Creating guidelines about family visits, including whether it is acceptable to show up unannounced. Now, see, my husband here, yeah, that's one thing. I don't care if it's family, friends, or whatever. Do not show up at my house unannounced. Yeah, I don't play those games at all. And trust me, you don't have to worry about me doing that to you. Because, especially if you stay at least 20, 25 minutes, yeah, no, I'm not about to make that trip out there and you not home. Yeah, he will show up in a second and then have me with them and we showing up together. Like, nah. And especially you showing up to like an event and you ain't got nothing in your hand. You ain't bringing nothing. Yeah, nah.
Hey, I'm bringing plenty.
You bringing yourself?
I'm bringing prayer. I'm bringing good energy.
Yeah, nah.
Just because all those things ain't physically tangible, that don't mean I'm not bringing nothing. That's what Deepak Chopra said, y'all. Deepak said, you can bring a flower. You can bring a thought. You can bring a prayer.
You can bring a good word.
I can that's a prayer, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just don't get down like that. Because I don't want nobody doing that to me.
Now, I call a lot of times. Now, as I've gotten older. Now, so this is something I learned from my grandfather. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shouts out to Willie Ed Towns. Rest in peace to you. My old God there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So look, I'm just saying, like, he would get in the car because they ain't have cell phones and all that stuff and
Right.
answering
I mean,
machines.
I get it back then.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was the same way. He would just show up,
Yeah.
drive somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, so, listen, I don't do it as much now because, like, a lot of people that pop over their house, they married now, they got kids.
Yeah,
but, you know, when I was single,
what's going
but
on?
if it's a party, too, like, if it's a party, then one of my family members, like my first cousins are having a party, I'm showing up. And
even though you weren't invited.
If it's a family party,
yeah,
it's a family party with the rest of my first cousins, right, and they know
and you weren't
it's
invited.
A cousin's event, I'm showing up.
Yeah, see, I just, yeah.
My cousins, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if I'm overstepping my.
Yeah,
and I tell them sometimes.
Let him know.
I'll ask him.
Yeah, you know me with my cousins. Yeah, I am not showing up anywhere if they are having an event and Olivia wasn't invited. Olivia will not show up.
Yeah. I get that. And that is the polite thing to do. I'm one of the older cousins too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the oldest.
And like, I'm
male.
The oldest, so I could show up.
It ain't even that. It's just it's a mutual respect thing.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I look at it. And look, I have fun with my cousins.
Yeah, I have fun with mine, but I'm just saying, I don't do that. I don't do that pull-up stuff. I respect people's
I got Towns
space.
blood. I got Towns blood in me. I got Towns blood.
And then, like I said, he'll drag me in on it and like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, us just popping up.
That's why I was like, borrow my faith. Borrow my faith and just go with me. Go with me. Wherever I am, good things happen.
Okay. All right, then. All right. I feel you on that. All right. Let them know what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. And don't be afraid to stick to your guns, even if it means saying no to them.
Right.
Don't take things personally. There will be times when your in-laws say or do something that hurts your feelings, but it's important not to take things personally. See,
ooh, that's a hard one right there.
And like I said, with his mom, I took it personally. I was like, yo, why she don't like me? Because I still probably had this where I don't like for somebody not to like me. Because I'm like, well, what did I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was but see, for me, I know now that I took like a lot of the things that I dealt with my family, you know what I'm saying, where they don't like me. You know what I'm saying? And I know I probably took that and I put it on her because I was just so used to somebody not liking me for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And so that I know part of that was on me, but it hurt my feelings. And like I said, I internalized it. Yeah, I really did. Because I was just like, I don't understand. Like, what did I do for her not to like me? And,
Yeah, see, if I have questions like that, I'm going to go ask this person. Like, why you behaving like this?
I don't know how to. I told you. I just didn't know how to do that.
I know. But it's like living a life. I think Henry David Thoreau or somebody like I said, people be living lives of quiet desperation because they're not stepping through that terror barrier. You know what I'm saying?
I'm scared.
Now, he didn't say those exact words.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, especially in like somebody older, like my elder. Like, how do I look stepping up to them, telling them that, something they said or did hurt my feelings?
Well, that's why you had a conversation so they'll know. A lot of times people don't even know.
Right, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't even know. Idea.
Right, how important that was. Because some people, what's important to one person ain't always the same level of importance to the next person. That's just like love languages. You know what I'm saying? There are 5 love languages. They're not the same. So
Right.
if you know what I'm saying, if one person is excited about their birthdays, you know what I'm saying, and they put a standard on everybody else, but everybody don't have that same standard. Like if
Right.
don't nobody tell me happy birthday, I'm okay with it.
I mean, right. But
I mean, I'm like,
as a guy, yeah, I can see that. Like, if my mom, you wouldn't think anything if my mom didn't wish you a happy birthday. Or I don't know. Would you?
no.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, but see, I know she would typically, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, I'll be the one be like, hey, it's my birthday. I go and tell people, like in the
Right.
store, whatever. You know me,
Right.
because that's how I am.
Right.
Hey, it's my birthday today. Having a good time, celebrating, whatever. Went around the sun another time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See.
I'm not expecting the external validation for what's going on with me going around the sun one more time.
It's not, I mean, for me, it wasn't like I needed that validation. For me, it was, well, you did it once.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you stop. And it's like, why? What happened?
Right.
And then, it wasn't like just that because there was a time during your birthday, where your 50th, where I wanted to, do something special for him. And she told me not to take him anywhere. And it was because she was planning something. And so I thought she was going to call me to like plan something with her. And I never received a call. And so, yeah, I didn't go. Like, she ended up having something at her house. And I didn't go because I was upset that she didn't say anything to me.
For my birthday.
For his birthday, yes.
Now,
because
our birthday is significant too.
I wanted to do something.
My birthday, go ahead.
I wanted to do something nice for him for his 50th. And I would have had she not told me not to. And so I thought, she would have called and been like, bring a cake or something. Or, you know what? She didn't even have to ask. If we talked, I would have been like, oh, I would get a cake or, whatever. Because I wanted to do something nice. Because I like celebrating birthdays. I know my birthday is important to me. And so, of course, him being my man, his 50th was monumental. And I wanted to celebrate it. And I didn't get a call. And then we found out, like, literally, like, a couple of days before, like, this was the plan. And so, yeah, I got upset. And so I didn't go.
Leave that. What y'all thoughts is on in the comments?
Yeah, I honestly, I didn't go.
For my birthday.
Right. For his birthday, again, I thought she was going to call me to plan something because she told him that she was going to reach out to me. And so I never did get a call. I didn't get anything. And she had a dinner planned. And yeah, I didn't attend because I was like, well, dang, like I already felt like she had a problem with me. But to me, that kind of let me know for sure, like, okay, yeah.
No, it wasn't
she
for
don't,
sure.
to
guess
me,
what? Guess
to
what?
me.
Right. You said that maybe the word you're looking for is it heightened your speculation.
Okay, well, in my opinion,
right,
that confirmed for me
because
that she definitely had a problem with me.
Okay, now, so one of the first things that happened when I got over there is 2 words. One of them's what they call it with the apostrophe. Where's Olivia?
Yeah.
And everybody that came through the house, where's Olivia? We weren't even married yet, y'all.
No.
Where's Olivia? I had to come up with something. On my birthday. That was my gift, y'all. So
I mean, I know it was your gift. Again, I'm saying
my birthday was
a huge
my birthday was my gift. It's not even so much what somebody did. It was the day itself was tainted. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a forgiving person. You know what I'm saying? I'm a forgiving person. Because I didn't
taint it. Again, I was just like, well, why she didn't call me.
Why
I'm just now hearing about it like 2 days before.
My partner wasn't on my arm.
No, I was not.
It didn't make
Y'all
me feel
let
good.
me know.
It didn't make me
Please,
feel good
let
because
us
I was
know.
the birthday recipient.
Yes, you were. You were.
It was nobody else's birthday but mine. And it was a 50th birthday. I'll never have it again, y'all.
No, and again, I like I said, I didn't go because in my mind, all of that confirmed, like, yeah, she really don't fool with you like that. I have no idea why. And so I put all this stuff on top of each other. And so I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to be somewhere and somebody has a problem with me. And yeah, she said, I'm welcome to talk, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going to go to an event and pull you off to the side. I'm just not going to do that. That's not even my personality to do that. You know what I'm saying?
But who's in charge? Okay. Who is in charge of clearing out, like, we're sovereign beings on this earth, right? Mm-hmm. Who is in charge of your happiness?
Me.
Right. So just like this dude on the Reddit thing, he's in charge of his happiness, right?
Yes.
So if something's going on, like he called his mother-in-law, like, yo, mm-hmm. What happened? What you do that for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He stepped to her.
Right. He called her, right?
To see what's the deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because she wouldn't apologize, but if he didn't step, he could just been mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. He could have just had his suspicions.
Right.
Yeah, but he stepped to her, found out she wasn't going to apologize, boundary set.
Yeah.
You know, for what? You know what I'm saying? So I just think, and I think that just comes down to communication. Yeah. And like it says, don't take things personally. Now, it's easy for them to say that in this article because I got a story, you know what I'm saying, from when I was married previously. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I had gone out of town to visit some in-laws in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so my ex-wife, her aunt, you know, approached me about some stuff that was going on in our household. And I'm like our finances and stuff. And I'm like, that is none of your business.
Wow.
Look, I'm like 20-something at that point. But I know you ain't got no say-so. I ain't asked you to peel off no money. Like at that point, because I'm funny like that. At that point, I'm ready to go.
Wow.
We can pack it up and go on to Atlanta. We can go right back to Atlanta. I do not have to be in your house. You don't call me to your place and then try to chastise me,
right,
and get all in my business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that wasn't no good feeling. So how could you not take something like that personally?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hear what this person is saying, but just because somebody write an article, that don't mean you gotta agree with everything they got in it.
True. But it does say this can be tough when it sometimes feels like what they are saying is specifically aimed at you. But it's important to remember that they may not be intentionally trying to hurt you. Mm. Tactics that can help include trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, focusing on your own achievements and strengths, practicing mindfulness, writing down your thoughts in a journal. Instead of worrying about what they think, remind yourself that the only opinions that matters are yours and your partner's. Very true.
Amen.
Yeah. If nothing else, remember that they're just human like everyone else.
And sometimes you got to put humans in their place.
Yeah, sometimes. But when it comes to in-laws, I ain't the one to do it. Unless I'm mad, then yeah. If I'm pissed, then yeah, I could say something. But I don't want to ever get like that. Let me remind y'all that we are cool now. His mom, I love his mom to death. We don't have any issues. I feel like I always gotta state that because I don't want y'all thinking, oh dang, they still having issues.
They might have
stopped.
They might have stopped and left a comment long time ago before they even heard that part right there. You know what I'm saying? Because they did. I was like, look, we coming over, and I was like, we're coming over to talk to y'all, mom and dad. Because I was like, okay, we need to straighten this out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we did that before we moved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It was
we did that before we
definitely,
moved away from Metro Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it was just like, really? You know what I mean? So it was just, sometimes you just got to lay it out there. Because what's looming big in your mind
may not, yeah.
Because everybody, again, self-preservation mindset. I'm sorry.
They thinking about themselves.
Yeah, they thinking about themselves. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes we'll have stuff, you know, we have these expectations of other people and how they should behave. And you got to think that humans are not logical creatures. They're emotional creatures. They got things that are going on. They got their own thought processes. And no two people thought process is the same. It's like snowflakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, you might have to bring that to somebody's attention. Like, hey, you know, I value this. This is what happened. I feel this way. Is there an issue? Oh, no. Or, yeah, we do have an issue. I just ain't said nothing to your one. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like that going on. So, but you don't know that until you actually, you know, get out of the comfort zone and talk to somebody.
Right. So accept your in-laws as they are. Your in-laws are never going to change. So it's important to accept them for who they are. Some strategies that can help you accept other people as they are include reminding yourself that you cannot change them. Yeah. Recognizing the things that trigger your ire. Considering how things would be if you offer acceptance rather than criticism. Letting yourself feel your emotions without being overwhelmed by them.
That part.
That's because I let mine like overwhelm me.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning to let myself feel them, you know, because most men don't talk about emotions and stuff like that. We're learning to do it now, which is a good thing. But yeah, I'm learning to absorb this energy. Let me feel it. Right. You know, and I think we've talked about that before. Like, yo, let me feel what I feel. That's what you would say to me. I understand. I'm starting to understand why women say that. Let me just feel it.
Right. Because he'll tell me, well, don't feel that way. No, let me feel, or you shouldn't feel that way. No, let me feel how I'm feeling because my feelings are real and they're valid. Let me just feel it and go through it. Mm-hmm. You know, not dwell on it because I never try to dwell on things. But yeah, just let me be in the moment. Mm-hmm. Trying to change them will only cause tension and conflict. So instead, focus on accepting them and building a relationship with them that works for both of you. Mm-hmm. Be thankful for the good moments. No matter how difficult your relationship with your in-laws may be, there will always be good moments too. Cherish these moments and be thankful for them. Strategies that can help you experience greater gratitude include using mindfulness to focus on the present moment, savoring the good times, writing down the things you are grateful for in a gratitude journal. That is something he would do.
Yeah, I've been journaling for a long time, y'all.
Practicing gratitude has been shown to positively impact well-being. So if you're in a better headspace, you may find that it's easier to get along with your in-laws.
Hey, listen, it's easy to get along with anybody. It's easy to get along with yourself if you practicing gratitude. Okay? Yeah.
Spend time with them. It can be difficult to spend time with your in-laws if you don't particularly enjoy their company. But if you can find activities that you both enjoy, it can help build a stronger bond between you. This could be anything from going for walks to playing cards to watching a movie together. However, if you're finding it difficult to be around your in-laws for extended periods of time, then try spending time with them in small doses. Mm-hmm. And that could be where you could be like, y'all discuss it before y'all even go over there. Okay, listen, we're only going to do an hour and we're out.
Right.
Like, I don't care if you need to make up something. I need to make up something. We're in there for an hour and we're out. Yeah. Okay. Find common ground. One of the best ways to build a relationship with your in-laws is to get to know them better. Yeah, that's definitely a way. Because then you'll learn how they are. Mm-hmm. And you'll realize that, you know, that, like with his mom not saying happy birthday, it could have been any reason. You know what I'm saying? Again, I never did address it. We just moved on from it. But yeah, just don't
Yeah,
try
don't
to.
let things fester.
Yeah, don't. Ask them about their life, their interests, and their opinions on various topics. You might find it easier to get to know them if you meet in a place where you feel more comfortable. For example, you might invite them over to your place once in a while to play card games or enjoy a meal together at one of your favorite restaurants. Yeah, everybody always good when they eating. So, yeah. The more you know about them, the easier it will be to find common ground and build a strong relationship. Finding a shared interest, whether it's a hobby or a TV show, can give you something to talk about even if you disagree on other topics.
Mm-hmm.
Seek advice and support. If you're struggling to deal with your in laws, it's important to seek out support from someone who can offer impartial advice. This could be a friend or a relative who is one step removed from the situation. They'll be able to offer you support and guidance without any bias. If your negative feelings about your in laws are causing distress or interfering with your ability to function in your life, consider talking to a mental health professional. They can help you explore some of the reasons why these relationships are so upsetting and help you develop healthy coping strategies that can help.
Mm-hmm.
Express your feelings. It's important to find a way to express your feelings in a healthy way. This could be through writing, artistic expression, or other forms of self expression. Other ideas for expressing your emotions include talking to a friend, using positive self talk or positive affirmations, turning to spiritual practices, using body movement to express your feelings, channel your emotions into a creative hobby, or read a novel or a self help book that is related to what you are feeling. Yeah, and see, again, I didn't know how to express my feelings. And so it ended up like when we would go over there, I would stay in the car. Because I'm like, again, I'm thinking this woman don't like me. So
Right.
why am I going to go up in her house? Or it was, I don't want to go in her house because I don't want to have to confront her or talk about the situation because I never knew how to approach it. And so don't be like me, y'all. Do better. It's important to find a way to release the anger, frustration, and hurt that you're feeling, or else it will only fester and grow over time. And that's exactly what it did for me.
That's exactly
I
what I
let it
said.
fester and it just grew and grew and grew. And yeah, it wasn't good for anybody.
Yeah, word to the wise, if y'all don't know this already, emotions that are not expressed, they get trapped in the body, and then they start causing all
kinds of
physical, mental, emotional
yes,
ailments.
Absolutely.
Yeah, express this stuff. Like I said, journal, exercise, do something to get that,
to
talk
get
to a friend.
It out.
Yes.
Don't let it sit in. You
Right.
have to get it out.
You got to get it out.
Yeah. Be patient. Building a strong relationship with your in-laws takes time and patience. It won't happen overnight, so don't expect it to. Be patient and understanding, and eventually you'll be able to develop a strong bond with them. Mm-hmm. For real. What this means for you. It's not always easy to get along with your in-laws, but it is possible. With time, patience, and effort, you can develop a strong and healthy relationship with them. If you try everything and are still struggling to build a relationship with your in-laws, it may be time to seek professional help. A therapist can assist you in working through the issues that are preventing you from having a healthy relationship with your in-laws.
Yep, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So go get some help.
Yeah.
Yeah, go get some help, y'all.
If all else fails, definitely seek help. Because with their in-laws, I mean, they're his family. You don't want to have tension and all of that. You don't want to have that with your spouse's family.
Especially if it's a misunderstanding and something that could be clear it up in a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
You know, a quick little conversation. Oh no. Oh yeah, I can't stand you. Oh no. No, you good.
Right.
It was a misunderstanding. What?
Right.
You know.
Like I said, thank God we're over that now, and that's my girl. Like, yeah, she's a wonderful person. You know what I'm saying? And I look at my husband and I see like his parents in him. And so, yeah, everything is fine now, but it took some time, I'm not going to lie, to get to that point.
Yeah.
Do you have any? You don't have any issues with my mom. She just.
No, I don't have no issues with nobody in your family. You know what I mean?
No, he doesn't.
I don't. You know, I typically get along with people. Now, if you mess with my baby, I don't care if you family, friend, some person that just walking down the street or whatever, we got an issue. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clock that, like they say. Okay.
All right, y'all. So definitely let us know what y'all think about this. Have y'all had any kind of challenges with y'all in-laws? Let us know in the comments. And we respond to every single comment, y'all. And the channel is growing, so we definitely want to make sure you subscribe to our channel. Go to legacyjourneys.net and subscribe to our newsletter. And make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube, so you'll know the next time we put out a video. And you'll be one of the first people to get some of this good, fun energy that we got going on.
Yes.
All right. So this has been Carlton.
And I'm Liv.
And this has been Legacy Journeys, where we embrace, explore, and evolve relationships. We'll see y'all on the next video. Peace.